Hi, Internet. Welcome to the Troyan YouTube channel. It is Thin Lizzy Thursday, and this week we're listening to a song by a band. The band you clicked on. No idea what we're listening to. A little bit tired today, not gonna lie. Daylight savings making me tired. Work making me tired. Those two video essays I put out made me tired. Turns out that's a lot of work to put out video essays. If you haven't seen the Final Fantasy XI video essay or the Chrono video essay, give them a check them out. Hit like on the videos. It's good for the algorithm. Helps out your buddy Greg. What are we listening to this week? We got a couple new songs added to the list. If there's anything that you think I'm missing, let me know, because I might add them. We got some Dire Straits for Phil Lynott added to the list, and a couple by a band called Rockers that Phil Lynott was in. So those are on the list now. Will we get them today? No idea. What are we going to listen to as a random music? We're going to listen to an unreleased Kiss demo, The Differences Between Men and Boys from the Elder era. This song kind of reminds me of like Rocky 2, Rocky 3 era Rocky OSTs. All right, man, we've got a big one. We've got No One Told Him off Renegade. I like this song a lot. I'm feeling a little bit of pressure because I know this is a really good one. I think this is a pretty underrated track in the catalog. A lot of people rag on Renegade and Chinatown, but I think this is as far as I'm concerned, this is classic Lizzy. How good is it when we put it under the microscope? You know, will I like it less upon close examination, or will I still think it's amazing? How high will it rank? Let's listen to it together and put this one under the microscope and, yeah, see how we're feeling.
Hey, listen closely. Listen while I tell you why he loves you and what he misses mostly. It's pointless, it's pretending. He's got a broken heart that needs mending. You didn't tell him you didn't want to see him again. You didn't tell him you didn't want to see him again.
Yeah, this is freaking great. Yeah, such a good song. Like, man, this is one of those songs that just, like, you know, picks you up, makes you feel good. Even though, like, lyrically, it's, like, a little bit depressing. Just, like, this girl is, like, just not into this dude, and this guy is, like, desperate to get back with her, but just, like, it's not gonna happen. And so, you know, it's like, you know, we've all, some of us have been in that situation, but we've all at least seen that situation, just like someone desperate to get back in that relationship, and just the other person is like, nope, we are never ever getting back together, as Taylor Swift would say. You know, this has, it's classic Lizzy. It's got, it's a great bouncy Phil Lynott rhythm, excellent chord progression, great melody. This is, I think, one of the better Lizzy melodies. I think this is one of Phil's better vocal performances. I think, he's nailing it. Especially, like, latter day Lizzy, you can kind of feel Phil having, like, you can feel some less energy on some of the recordings. But I think he's nailing it here. I think this is working pretty much completely. Even Darren Warden's you know, keyboards, which often are out of place, or adding like a nice like texture to the piece. So I mean, if you don't like this, I don't understand why. Like if okay, correction, if you don't like Thin Lizzy in general, like just aren't a fan of the band and don't like this, I understand. But if you like Thin Lizzy, if you like, Jailbreak and John of the Fox and those albums, and you hear this song and you're like, this is shite. I don't get it. It does not compute in my brain. I think this is great. Yeah, let's should I bother reading these lyrics? Yeah, I would say that I'll read them. They have a good flow and rhythm to it. Hey, listen closely. Listen while I tell you why he loves you and what he misses mostly. That is good rhyming. It's pointless to pretend he's got a broken heart, a broken heart that needs mending. You didn't tell him you didn't want to see him again. He's going crazy. He's reckless without you, baby. He's helpless. It's deadly how you broke him. He's a fool without you, baby. I'm not joking. Now, when I'm down, my friends they come around, and when I'm upset, my friends they help me to forget. That's a great lyric about just like camaraderie and friendship, and about like how a person who is dealing with a negative situation can lift themselves up in a healthy way. But then the next set of lyrics, but how can he forget he hasn't got a friend because no one told him you didn't want to see him again. So that's like, ooh, if you don't have any friends, like who picks you up in those times when you're down, it's like, ooh, yeah, that is rough. Let's see. He's all washed up and washed out without you, baby. Every place he goes, he's thrown out. He's turned vicious. He's malicious, just to show you how much he misses. You know what? And then vamping. And Phil is listed as the sole songwriter on this, at least on this search. I'm gonna just double check. Renegade. Checking the writing credits. We do the long pauses, but we fully analyze here. Full writing credits. Yep, so, sole Lynott credit. Yeah, this is Phil Lynott, songwriting distilled into its purest form. It's got a narrative, it's got, multiple characters, heartbreak, but with a bouncy, catchy rhythm, that classic Lynott, pulse, the classic Lynott chord progression. It's very indicative of his overall songwriting style, but it's not derivative. Like it's just a winner. It's a winner.
He's gone crazy. He's reckless. Without you, baby, he's helpless. It's deadly how you broke him. He's a fool without you, baby. I'm not joking. You didn't tell him you didn't want to see him again. You didn't tell him you didn't want to see him again. Now when I'm down, my friends they always come around. And when I'm upset, my friends they help me to forget.
Yeah, it's really good. That's like the again, like the chord movements and the melody are just like are perfect. It's absolute perfection. And the way this entire section moves, I'm going to rewind a bit because it transitions so nicely. It's I mean, this is top tier Lizzy. This is a great song. And it even has like one element of Lizzy where I'm not the biggest fan of it. It works in this piece, but it is if I had like one overall complaint with Lizzy that I wish would be like corrected on like a number of their songs, it's the vocal harmonies. A lot of the vocal harmonies really focus on like the lower register, and so they're not like very lush and full sounding harmonies, and they really emphasize the lower tones. And yeah, especially like on Black Rose, they really do it on Black Rose, where I think it's actually the biggest weakness of the album are the vocal harmonies on a lot of the tracks. But this album that I think has the best vocal harmonies of any Lizzy album is Jailbreak, and they do have a richer overall vocal harmony sound that doesn't emphasize the low end so much. But in terms of overall Lizzy sound, they do emphasize the low end in their vocal harmonies, and I mean that's what this piece does, but it works well. So I don't know if it's a matter of just like I've listened to enough Lizzy where I don't mind it, and this is one of the pieces where it works better, or if I'm just I don't know, but it's working for me today. So yeah, good stuff.
When I'm upset, my friends they wanna see him again. You didn't tell him you didn't wanna see him again. Yeah!
Sorry. So that was a great solo, and I realize, we've been doing Thin Lizzy Thursday for years at this point, and I don't know who does what solo on every song, and, as good of an ear as I might have for, guitarists, I'm less good at picking it out in Lizzy. So to me, that sounded like a Scott solo. I could be wrong. If anyone knows of a good resource for just like there's a list of like every Lizzy song and who does what solo on what song, let me know in the comments below. That'd be a great resource for Thin Lizzy Thursday. So if any of you know that, please let me know. But yeah, good solo. Let's get back to it.
Now when I'm down, my friends they always come around, and when I'm upset, my friends they help me to forget. But how can he forget? He hasn't got a friend. No one told him you didn't want to see him again. You didn't tell him you didn't want to see him again. He's all washed up and washed out. Without you, baby, every place he goes, he's thrown out. Get out. He's turned vicious, he's malicious. Just goes to show you how much he misses. He wouldn't tell me you didn't want to see him again. You didn't tell him you didn't want to see him again. I couldn't tell him you didn't want to see him again. I didn't tell him you didn't want to see him again.
Yeah, I mean it's still freaking great. Did not diminish under the microscope. When you put it under the microscope, it's even better. It's like, yes, this is prime Lizzy. Anyone who disagrees is wrong. Sorry about that. Hashtag sorry not sorry. Yeah, I would. The only complaints I could see someone really have with this piece is they just like are just like total production nerds. That's the only way I could see anyone like being upset with this piece. Like, just the guitar tone isn't as good as it was, back in Jailbreak and John of the Fox. Like, put the song on one of those albums with that exact same production, and the nerds would be like, this is one of Lizzy's best songs. Like, there is literally nothing to complain about other than it being on an album that you maybe don't like some of the other sonnet choices on. But I think Renegade is a great record. Like, that's side 2. I mean, side 1 is great too, but just like that 4 in a row, Hollywood Down Your Luck, No One Told Him, Fats, Mexican Blood, like that's one of my favorite like stretches on a Lizzy album. Period. Like that's just really good. That is just fantastic. Like that, those 4 songs in a row is just that's prime Lizzy for me. So yeah, I don't understand the hate this gets. I think it's fantastic. Now comes the part where we rank it. And honestly, I have no idea. Where we're gonna put No One Told Him. All the way in F rank. Yeah, just kidding. Just kidding. Scared you nerds for a second. No, I didn't. Okay, let's compare it to Mexican Blood. Do I like Mexican Blood better than No One Told Him? I don't know, man. I don't know. Alright. Bad Habits. If I'm comparing it with Bad Habits, I think it's better, actually. Better than Heart Attack. Is it better than S&M? I don't think it's better than Hollywood Down on Your Luck. So, yeah, so... No, I'm going to put it right above Heart Attack. Yeah, that seems right. That seems good. That seems like a perfectly reasonable place to put it. Place to put it. Plosives. Yeah, yeah, I feel good about that. I feel pretty good. So yeah, definitely curious as to what you guys think of this one in the comments below. Like I said, I think this is prime Lizzy. I've got no real complaints with this one, honestly. Yeah, I don't really have any gripes with this one. If you have gripes with it, let me know, and I will tell you you're wrong. All right, I'll see you guys in the comments. And like I said, check out those videos I did. I worked hard on them. They're pretty cool. Okay, thanks. In the comments. Bye.